Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now request Mr. Anand Chandrasekharan, Senior Energy Market Analyst, Energy Exemplar, to please join us here. On the Plexos, modeling the future of energy. With a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
A very good afternoon to one and all. I am Anand Chandrasekharan and I'm here to represent Energy Exemplar, and I'm going to be presenting today about our flagship tool, which is Plexos. A bit of background on our company. We are Energy Exemplar and we are one of the first to market new modeling needs in the energy transition and energy space. And we have about more than 450 global users and have a presence in about 68 countries across the globe with nearly more than 2,000 software users. And one addition point I want to highlight here is we have been growing nearly 30% per annum, and we have a customer retention rate of 95%, which means most of our users sign with us for long term. And I want to set some context here before going into the details of Plexos. Energy systems all across the globe is undergoing a major transformation, and this is mainly driven by carbon neutrality goals and also net zero goals, which are set by major countries. And all of these are planned to be achieved by somewhere in 2050 or 2070 in most countries. In India as well, this is one of the major concerns. And these aspects basically needs to face a lot of challenges, such as growing energy demand because of population growth, urbanization, and economic prosperity, such as a developing country as India. And also there needs to be a very large shift from a conventional resource to renewable energy, which adds in a lot of other challenges into the grid. In addition to this, an increasing electrification and investment in the infrastructure, such as like EVs or like even electrification of railways, add a lot of additional load into the grid, which needs to be handled optimally and managed when you are looking at like a utility perspective or a TSO perspective. So a lot of these give an opportunity for like using a modeling tool such as Plexos, where you have the ability to make decisions under uncertainty with renewable assets, where you don't actually have a very good forecast of solar and wind resources. There are various different models, but there is always curtailment that is also observed in a lot of these renewable resources. And there is a need for like a flexible grid, which needs to be modeled perfectly and captured perfectly. And the market design, which keeps changing, and in India, the energy market industry is growing rapidly with new products such as ancillary service markets, green term and markets, and all that coming into place. So finding and maintaining a profitable business model is one of the key challenges here, to make sure that you achieve the carbon neutrality goals as a country perspective or like a renewable IPP perspective. One slide here which highlights like the carbon neutrality pathways that is in India, and what I want to highlight here is in the left, we have the net electricity generation by source in India, and you can see like coal is still a major portion of it, and we are not going to run away from it anytime soon. One of the major reasons here is the significant reliance on the availability and the security in procuring these coal supplies. And this is going to be one of the challenges when you are going to have to see into like carbon neutrality goals. So for how do you like offset these emissions by conventional resources, and how do you like move away from like these coal assets, or like try to at least offset the emissions from those resources, right? Efficient carbon capture technologies and carbon credit tariffs mechanisms are needed to be in place. And this is something that is going to definitely come into the market, where you will need a tool which can analyze how your economics is going to look like, have those in place. An additional aspect which needs to be captured is the hydrogen blending for like gas resources, and this is key to decarbonization goals, and we need to make sure that this hydrogen is being produced from cleaner energy resources and not being produced from conventional resources. So renewable and hydrogen is basically the key to trying to optimize and achieve the energy transition goals, and optimize our net carbon neutrality goals. This basically gives an opportunity for having an analytic platform which can do a lot of strategy planning, also like medium-term analysis, and also perform short-term operational analysis. And the key energy transition drivers here that we see is the changing policies in the market and an accelerated technology adoption, where like maybe power to X or EVs are going to be one of the other factors which basically needs to be integrated with the grid. All of these require some mechanism to do scenario-based analysis, and you have a lot of assumptions on your base case. In addition to that, you want to investigate what can happen, maybe like if there is more renewable penetration when the load is high or load is low. All of these needs to be also integrated with like a good visualization technique where you can actually analyze and see what results and what impact is being conveyed by your model directly. So all of these are something that our tool offers, which is Plexos, and I'm going to go into the next slide here, where we are an energy modeling software, and we use optimization-based modeling, where the program in the backend formulates a linear programming problem, and the objective is to basically minimize cost of their operation of the combination of the assets that you have. When I say a combination of all the assets, this can be electrical assets or gas assets or water assets, and this can also include a combination of thermal, hydro, renewables, and other resources such as biomass. So also Plexos works across not just short-term or long-term, but into sub-minute horizon levels, which is going to be a growing need when you actually have to model accurately the renewable penetration in the market. Just to give you a highlight of what all components is captured by Plexos, here we have the power generation, various different types of assets, such as like coal, thermal, hydro, etc., capturing any bilateral contracts, their fuel capture mechanisms, ancillary participation, ancillary capacity market participations, how the network topology looks like, and in addition to that, like the power demand, which basically is the driving factor in all of these. There is also a good model to develop the entire gas supply chain, the water supply chain, basically to make sure any domestic water consumption is also being captured. In addition to that, there is a main highlight which I want to focus here today is the renewable energy modeling. Renewable energy modeling, when we say it's combined with like solar, wind, and battery storage, and also in addition to this, I want to highlight that power to hydrogen and the hydrogen storage facilities can be captured accurately in this model. One big point which I want to highlight here is that this is all going to be done in a single model. All of these necessarily don't have to be modeled together, but it's optimal to use a single energy unified system, which will co-optimize across all the commodities and give you the best optimal solution to operate all your assets, considering all the supply chain constraints. One key highlight here in the renewable energy modeling, which I want to highlight, is renewable assets always get curtailed, which is because of the lowest cost. It's the lowest cost or least cost, generation in your portfolio as compared to conventional assets. And also there is uncertainty in terms of like modeling the there is randomness or like to some extent in terms of like predicting what is going to be the forecast looking like tomorrow. So this kind of scenario-based analysis is going to be performed in a tool like this. And one of the key aspects which this tool is going to help you with is what technology should I build? Should I build like a solar asset? Should I build a wind asset? Or should I build batteries? And how much capacity to build, which is going to be optimal for the system. And when I say capacity, you need to know what 100 megawatts or like a 200 megawatts, and a change from that is going to be $1 million decision that you have to make. And also, when in the horizon, should you invest in that? Should it be like in the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years? And where exactly that asset needs to go to make sure that I get the maximum profitability in the grid. One of the other points that I want to highlight is there is going to be various different aspects when you're trying to create a digital twin of the actual energy market, and that involves a lot of problems such as curtailment, trying to see when in the time of the day your asset is going to earn maximum value. Is it going to be in peak or off peak? variable weather conditions, variable demands, and balancing the supply to meet all of these variability is the key challenge here. And a tool like Plexos is going to enable you to perform the optimal dispatch, which is going to be in short term. And then let's say in 2025 you want to optimize the retirements and fuel security, which is procuring like long-term contracts and expanding in the system for achieving decarbonization goals at the end, going towards a net neutral carbon mechanism. A couple of last points before I wrap up is what makes us unique in the market as compared to like many other products that are there is we offer a single unified engine, and there is ability to model various different types of operational and business constraints, and uncertainty in renewable is something that we are able to capture easily, and we also have this ability to scale up infrastructure due to our cloud integration, which allows you to basically a lot of detailed analysis and perform many scenario based evaluations in short time. I want to finally conclude by saying that we are a trusted partner where we not only offer like the product as a software, but we have also like simulation ready data sets, and we offer like a learning platform for our tool, and our support network is quite reliable as well, and we also offer like implementation and consulting services. Just want to show this slide for like a quick overview of our total market presence all over the globe. And to know more, you can meet us at booth 707, and we are here for like the 3 days, and we'll be happy to share more insights on the tool.